So it seems that Samsung is going to go even harder on what they need to address to make foldables irresistible. Because yes, we have some new details on Samsung's Galaxy Z Fold and Z Flip 4 that sound kind of necessary. New reports say that OLED iPads are coming. The problem is how much we're going to have to wait for them. And Microsoft is now trying to serve you ads in places you really shouldn't get them on Windows 11. Yeah, I said Windows 11. I'm Jaime Rivera, and yes, I guess the advantage of marathon training is the horrible farmer's tans you get. This is Pocketnow Daily. The official and weirdest news today begin with Microsoft. I mean, you remember that whole debacle where people were angry at Samsung for showing ads on the notifications tab of their phones? Well, Microsoft is trying a similar strategy, but with Windows 11. As yes, some people like this Twitter user have been finding ads on their File Explorer tabs. This one being a Microsoft editor ad trying to get you to write your documents using this specific service. Now, to be fair, the ads don't seem to be intrusive, and sure, Microsoft has a reason to be promoting their own services, but in all honesty, I'm tired of getting Microsoft Edge ads on even trying to export links on an iPhone. I mean, seriously, no one really cares about that browser, or at least two of you. Anyways, back to the topic. I just don't get why they're choosing to do it on a tool that's so essential like the File Explorer. Another user showed that they've got a message inviting them to go check out PowerPoint templates on their official website. So, by the looks of it, they're currently testing the waters with these advertisements, but I don't think the public is going to be happy with this. Honestly, I think my biggest problem with ads is not the concept of them, but the fact that we're getting them on a service that is not necessarily free. It is, depending on how lucky you are. Now let's move on to Google and the Pixel 7 series, even if it's a little early, but I mean, why not? We've been getting a few leaks here and there, but now we have a couple of new tweets from Ross Young talking about the display. On the first tweet, he mentions that the regular Pixel 7 will shrink from 6.4 inches to 6.3, while the Pro model will retain the 6.7-inch panel we got last year, which honestly I do consider massive, but apparently Google is getting ready for production earlier this time around, with the shipment starting in May, which is 1 month earlier than it did last year. Then Ross got some tweets asking him about refresh rate, and well, he mentions that he believes the Pro will retain 120 Hz with an LTPO panel again, but we're not exactly sure if it's going to be LTPO 2.0. So yeah, with those renders that came out about a month ago, and with how software updates have been going, it looks like Google, wants to refine the Pixel 6 series with their next release, so let's see how it goes. Now let's switch on to iPads and what we could be getting in the future. Bear with me. With other variants like the iPad Air getting M1 treatment, we've been wondering what's next for the Pro models. We have a new report from Ross Young where he mentioned that Cupertino is looking to shake things up in this category by launching some OLED iPad Pros. It's actually not something new, but then he cited a report from the Elect claiming that LG Display was or is currently working on two models of OLED panels aiming to supply iPads in the future. Of course, that being the 11-inch and the 12.9-inch models. Apparently, Samsung Display is also working on developing their own panels for the 11-inch model, but the larger variant will be exclusive to LG, according to the report. It also mentions that these new panels would use LTPO technology and some new thin film transistors that would allow them to have double the brightness and 4 times the lifespan when compared to what we get with single stack OLED panels. The problem is the catch. Apparently, these panels won't be ready until 2024, so the question is, what does Apple plan to do to innovate this year if the Airs are getting the M1, and I really don't like their implementation of mini LED on the current 12.9-inch Pro. And finally, for the hottest news today, let's talk about Samsung and the next generation of foldables. You guys already know how much I love the Z Fold 3, but let's talk about what's next. We have a new report cited from 9to5 Google where they're claiming that Samsung will debut a stronger version of their ultra-thin glass with the Z Fold 4. I know, really not shocking, but it's been 3 generations of the same, at least from the Z Flip, so it was kind of overdue. Now the point is, Naver claims that Samsung is focusing on improved hardness and quality of this new generation when compared to the Z Fold 3. It's unclear how much better things will be, but apparently it could be that kind of an improvement where they'll actually change the branding to something like Super UTG, as Samsung is considering an aggressive marketing push for this new version. We've also been getting some concept renders here and there showing off the new design, which is rumored to bring an S Pen inside the phone like we did with the S22 Ultra, at least when it comes to the Z Fold 4. Then moving on to the Z Flip for a second, on another tweet from Ross Young, he claims that Samsung Display is expected to begin panel shipments for the Z Flip 4 as soon as next month, which is around the same time that they did last year. The change here is that they're expecting a total of 8.7 million panels when compared to 5.1 we got last year, and that's no surprise. I've been seeing more and more Z Flips on the street, and I can't blame people either for the price or just how sexy this phone is. So for today's question, let us know, at this stage, are you considering getting a foldable this year? Because after at least 2 generations of recommending them, I have a hard time looking back, but that's just me. Leave us a comment down below, we'd love to know your opinion. Friends, again, if you want to get the news earlier, follow us on Pocketnow.com and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. You can also follow us on social medias. Our extended coverage happens on Instagram, and follow me on my personal handles to see me deal with farmer tans, because that's just the way it goes. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.